The Enson Works exhibition is going to be in one of the kilns at the Enson Works, which is an old pottery works. And what it is, it's going to be a way for people to access the bottle kilns and see it as they've never seen it before. It's very much an exhibition by the people for the people. So we didn't sort of come up with and this is what we're going to put in our exhibition. We went out and spoke to people and said, well, what are your stories that are important to you? We collected them on postcards, we collected them on interviews, and then we tried to create an exhibition to match what people want to learn about. So it's got an interactive map with sections of what people remember about their school, what they remember about going on a day out to the park, where they got their first job. And it's really not so much facts, dates and names, even though those are all in there. It's all about what people remember, what they love. The biggest events that we've had are 2 large open days here, where people have come round, had a look at the site, and we've had sort of craft activities. Children can create pieces of work that have been inspired by the site. We've had talks by historians, we've had films on show, and this has really inspired people to talk about and reminisce about what they remember in Longton. It's very difficult to say. If you just ask somebody, oh, what do you remember? They'll sort of clam up immediately, whereas if you've got some old photos there, a film, immediately people will start talking.
I don't need you to patronize me. Well, don't pray for me. Now don't you pray for me. I might just be the king of lost causes. So keep your sighs, your rolling eyes and heavy pauses. I don't believe in mystic forces, so don't pray for me. Well, don't you pray for me.
It's very important to get school children involved because, you know, they are the future. So I think it's been really good to get particularly lots of the local schools involved, coming down trips to the site and also going on an explore around the town. And they became very much urban detectives, so we gave them a little explorers pack and then we go out looking at the building, saying, well, what do you think? Do you think this is a new building? Do you think it's an old building? What are the clues? How can you tell? We then came back and they created images inspired by their walks and what they thought of Longton's past, its present, and what they think its future is going to be. And we had the children getting plasticine and actually animating those stories, and then also drawing the background, so tracing around the pictures of old buildings in Longton, of the America Hotel, the Enson Works, and then we'd actually use that to build up a lot of the official animation. So it'll be really nice that when they can come to the site, they'll actually be able to see a bit of their work in the exhibition. And we very much had a link up with Staffordshire University to get the students involved in the beer house project. In particular, I was thinking, what project can we really get students involved with? History and beer. Yes, that's a project students will want to get involved in. So we had several history students who will be going out interviewing local people, researching the history of the beer house and creating an exhibition. And then they created some storyboards, which we got some media students to come along and actually film and try and recreate the stories that people had told us about. So, for example, one of the students unearthed a story about a landlord called Branderick, who, if people weren't buying enough beer, he would scatter hot coals at the feet to chase them out of the building. So we got loads of regulars dressed up in some period costumes. We went down to the Bottom Vine and the media students filmed us trying to reenact that. We then got involved with the fine arts students who came down to the site, had a look around the Enson works in the America Hotel, and then went away and created pieces of art that were specifically inspired by the site, which we then showed on our open days. I think the most popular one we had on the day was a student who had got an old beer pub table and had painted on there an apocalyptic scene called The Last Pub on Earth, which is inspired by the fact that all the pubs in Longton are being lost, and the fact that there was only one pub left on Normacott Road when it was every third house. What we want the exhibition and core to do is to give people a bit of a boost in it, because people often come to us and think, oh, nothing's happened in Longton, we've lost so many buildings, it's dying. And first of all, to say that actually something is interesting happening here, and people do care about the heritage. You know, bits are going to be lost, we can still remember it. So we really hope people come along to the exhibition. Yes, they will learn something more about the past, but they'll also feel better about their area and feel a good deal of pride. We've got an awful lot to be proud of. The whole of Court as a business is meant to be a business that will encourage other businesses to come to the area and improve the retrofit of houses. But the actual exhibition on the back, the community side of it, I really hope it will become a focus for local people to come and share their story and act as a bit of a time capsule so we can preserve all the stories and memories that we've had from Longton.